welcome to today's video. I have to make a video like this because, well, I don't have to, but I felt like I should make a video like this because I feel like a lot of other people probably are starting to feel the same way that I am. I am freaking out. We are coming to the end of the year and I have read over 100 books now, which is great, but not my goal. My goal was 120. So I'm almost to my goal, and I know it's gonna happen well before the end of the year, but I also know that I want to read certain books before the end of the year just to like say that I read them this year. So this is my end of the year book freak out. I'm kind of freaking out. So let me get my book journal. I can show you more of like how I'm freaking out pretty much. So sometimes I make lists in the back of my journal just to kind of keep me on track, and if I have a lot of arcs that I really need to get to, I'll put them first. As you can see there, I'll just put the arcs up here, and then I'll put other books down here that I need to get to next, and it works pretty well. I check them off as I go, or I cross them out if like it's a library book or it's just like a book I'm not going to get to for a little while. So I have made one of those. I called it the reading list. And there are a total of 31 books on this list. Now, I have already read a few of them. Some of them are checked off here, which is great. Because I don't think I could even, at this point, I guess I could probably squeeze in 31 books by the end of the year, but I know myself and I am not going to stick to this list. And I made this list, I wish I would have dated it, but I made this list a couple of months ago. I think it was like a month or two ago, maybe. And I have stuck to it okay. I could have definitely done a better job. I could have definitely read probably 10 books off of this list by now, but I have not. So I am hoping to kind of get more on track with this list because there is a lot that I have to get to. So I have a lot of arcs on here. Right now I have a handful of arcs, and those obviously need to be like the first things on my list. Now there are some arcs that I actually don't have to read until after the new year, so like I'm gonna prioritize which ones need to go first, that kind of thing, of course. And then there's just some that are on my wrap TBR that obviously I need to read, and then my blind TBR I'm gonna need to read from. And then I've got one book I'm buddy reading with my mom that I have to read before the end of the year, and then any of the audiobooks that I'm gonna read or listen to, I think I should count those as well because I am on like a wait list for a lot of audiobooks that I should probably hit some of those before the end of the year. And then I really would like to focus on finishing up a couple of my series reads because I have quite a bit more to go in my series reads. This is my other book journal. This is my 2022 book journal. And I still use it for my series reads because I originally tracked them in here. So in here, I would love to finish up some of these series. So this one I've actually got on reserve at the library. I finally have been able to get my hands on this. It's a novella. I'm going to fly through it. I already know that's going to get done before the end of the year. So really I should add that to my list in my other book journal. This series I kind of gave up on, so don't really care if I finish it or not. This series I did already finish this year, which is awesome. This series I actually get to check off number 5. I just finished that book. Maybe that's the Harry Potter series. Like maybe I'll read number 6 before the end of the year. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna put any pressure on that though, because I did finish 2 of those this year. I would kind of like to finish another one so I could finish 3 this year because I read 3 last year. So if I read 3 this year, that would be almost done with the whole series. This is a Star Wars series and I never actually started it, so that might just get started next year because I'm not even into it yet. The Addicted and Calloway Sisters. So I really need to read Kiss the Sky. I have it. I actually finally have Kiss the Sky. So this is on my list. I have got to read this before the end of the year. I need to read another one. All I read this year was Addicted for now. So like if I were to read this at least one, I would be pretty happy with that. Those are finished. I don't think I'm gonna ever continue with that one. And that's it. That would wrap up. I would be really happy with that if I read just those 3 books from in here. And let's check out my series read in this journal because, of course, I started a ton of series this year alone. Okay, so we got Inheritance Games, The Hawthorne Legacy. I really need to read that before the end of the year. The Mary series, I need to read My Imaginary Mary before the end of the year. That just like, these have to be done. These things have to be done. First Comes Scandal. If I finish that, I'll have finished the Rokesby's series, which is like a branch off of the Bridgerton series, so I would really love to do that as well. A Curse for True Love, that comes out sometime soon actually, so I don't know that I'll finish it before the end of the year because I'll probably just get that as a library book since I don't own the series. So I don't know if I'll do that or not, but I read the first two already, so I would really love to read New Moon next. Don't know if that's gonna happen though because that's a thick boy, and that is a reread. And I really want to read Daisy Hates next as well in here because I have been doing a reading blog for you with that. So I already did a reading blog for Magnolia Parks. I really need to do a reading blog for Daisy Hates before the end of the year as well and kind of continue with that. So, okay, so that kind of wraps that up. So that's not too bad. That's not bad at all. But if it was just that and my ARCs, which is like 8, that would be like what? I don't know, 15, 20 bucks. Not bad at all. That's definitely doable. But then then you add in everything else that I really, really need to get to. Like, I am gonna be so disappointed in myself if I don't read Rock, Paper, Scissors because, fun fact, I bought Rock, Paper, Scissors to go on a ski trip in last February, and now we're almost like to the end of this year and I've still not read it. So I've had it almost a whole year and not read it. That's just absurd. So I need to read that. So plenty of books like that I have had for a long time and not read, or I've had on my list to read for a long time, or specifically bought to read soon and not read. So there's a lot of that going on. And I feel like I need to just make almost a new list actually in here. So let's go make a new list really quick and we'll kind of see where I'm at. And then I might come back in like January and do like a little update video of what I actually read and how much I got through and that kind of thing. So if you're interested, look out for that in January, but that's a while away yet. So let's go do some work in my book journal. Hopefully you got a little something out of this video. Hopefully it wasn't just me ranting and raving about where I am and where I really need to be and what I want to read and that kind of thing. But if you're in the same position and you're feeling like you're really freaking out and you're feeling a lot of pressure because the end of the year is coming and you just want to read, I would definitely encourage you to do that. Definitely read, but don't overdo it. Like, don't kill yourself reading, because last year I did that. Last year was my first time ever reading 100 books in 1 year, and I felt so much pressure. I was feeling kind of very stressed out, very, very pressured. I really wanted to make it past 150 since I had already hit 100 early last year. So I like almost killed myself to read, and I read 153 books last year. And I would not suggest pushing yourself that hard to read books. Like, just do it when it's fun. Do it when you feel like it. You don't have to feel like you're constantly forcing yourself to read, because that will make your hobby not fun anymore. And just like remember why you loved reading in the first place and kind of just try to feel like the feelings from that and just put that into like your reading time and be like, wow, I'm so happy that I get to have this time to actually read right now. And Yeah, I don't know. I've been kind of trying to take a different approach this year. Since last year, I kind of got a little bit crazy with it, and this year I've kind of just been more chillin', and like I haven't been that concerned about my monthly average, and just like when I read, when I don't, and it is what it is. Some months I feel like reading all the time. Some months I'm like it's really hard to pick up a book. So, I mean, that's normal. I've had a couple of reading slumps this year. I think I've been through two just in this year alone. And I feel like that's normal as well when you're reading so much. But just try to have as much fun with it as possible and just enjoy it because it is a fun hobby. And the reason why we read is for enjoyment. Yes, there's a million other reasons why you should read, why you could read, but the number one reason, at least for me anyway, was enjoyment when I first got into it. So I would like to keep that feeling with me for as long as I read. So if you'd like to see more content from me, go check out my Instagram because I post over there all the time, and I would love to see you over there. And I post here a weekly video every single Friday, and I would love to see you back here for that. And if you liked today's video, please like and subscribe to my channel because that really helps me out. And if you'd like to see more content, I have lots of that over on my channel, so go ahead and head over there and watch something else if you wouldn't mind, because that helps me out too, and I would love for you to see my other videos. And that's really all I have to say today. Keep your head up, and the end of the year is coming, but it is no reason to freak out, so have fun reading. Bye!